topic is safe and affordable accommodation. I'm Harley.
I'm Isla.
Again, sorry. So where are you living? So 63% of people were living in their own home, either social housing, private renting, or again, their own home and their own tenancy. 26% were living in supported accommodation, residential care or foster care, or in a stay-and-put placement. And 11% are in other types of accommodation. So as you can see, there is a range of accommodation where young people and young adults are staying. Other types of accommodation, we didn't really get much in for that one, so we wouldn't know, maybe homeless, maybe, you know, couch surfing, things like that. Are care leavers prioritised for housing in your area? So i.e. social housing, council housing, flats, etc. So 49% of our survey said yes, 22% said no, and 30% actually said they're not sure. So some care leavers experience district councils can overrule priority given by their local authority council. Cross boundary is an issue with neighbouring councils. And care leavers should have the option to keep carpets, curtains, white goods in the house from previous tenants where safe. And care leaver services should be able to gift items. Could there be a disclaimer? I'm not sure what that one is there, but possibly. So YPBMF could not understand why social housing wasn't prioritised for care leavers and care experienced individuals. As you can understand, in some areas it is, in some areas it's very scarce.
Have you ever been advised to make yourself homeless in order to move to a more appropriate home? 25% said yes, 69% said no, and 7% said not sure. YPBMF did not understand why this happens at all, but had experienced it. In Northern Ireland, all young people who are leaving children's homes or supported livings or moving into supported livings have to declare themselves homeless to get a place to live from the Housing Executive. This is because there is no statutory responsibility for trusts in Northern Ireland to find you a house if you turn 18 and you're not in education, employment or training. Care experience, views and experiences. There should be legislation that controls private landlords. My house is in despair and has mold, but there are no affordable alternatives. Spend more time with you, choosing furniture and paint, etc., and offer their own opinions too. Mine just said, well, it's your home, do what you like. Then afterwards told me she would have picked other stuff. The setting up home allowance should be more than £3,000, and young people should have more trust and choice with how they spend it. In Northern Ireland, we have 5 trust areas that support care experienced young people, and the setting up home allowance is inconsistent across these 5 trusts. The regional recommendation in Northern Ireland is £2,500, which would be on a needs basis. However, young people would be lucky to receive this. I'd like to mention that when it comes to young people in Northern Ireland looking for funding support, they are sometimes told they have to consider the public purse. Do you feel safe in your home and your neighbourhood area? From the survey, we can see that more of our young people feel safer in their home than they do in their neighbourhoods. It's very dependent on the area you live in. Care experienced people often can't afford security measures, for example, Ring doorbells and CCTV. Less people felt safe in their neighbourhood, often down to criminal levels and lack of connection. In Northern Ireland, social workers and PAs have to take into consideration cultural and religious norms to ensure safety of young people. For example, Catholic young people might find it intimidating if they are placed in a predominantly Protestant area and vice versa.
Okay, so what makes it difficult to get to places in our community? And these are some of the survey answers. So not knowing the area well enough and with not much information around to what is actually in the area. I moved from a busy city to somewhere slightly more rural. There's less public transport and it requires more walking to train stations. Passing by tight-knit communities can be daunting. My anxiety, I live close to shops, but leaving the house makes me really overwhelmed from the people and all the noises. It really upsets me, so I end up staying home. Do you get the support you need to manage your bills, monthly outgoings, pay your bills, shopping, etc.? So 19% said they get all the support they need. 36%, I get some support, but I'd like more. 29%, I get no support whatsoever. And 16, not applicable. I don't feel I need support, so this could be the post-25 survey answers. So yeah, 19 got all the support they needed, which is obviously great. But worryingly, 65% wanted more support or felt like they get no support at all. And the response may differ at ages, so younger care experience will get more support because they are still using the service. But as we say, post-25 support is very scarce, so it's kind of what we're looking into to boost that support for them.
Care experience views and experiences. My personal advisor helps with everything. Without her, I genuinely have been kicked out of my flat a year ago. I fully agree with this, as support you get from a PA makes a huge difference in the long run.
Sorry guys. So what could local authorities do? What could the services do or do more of? So what helps? We had ring doorbell security and CCTV, so it could be that local authority support with placing ring doorbell security onto a young person's home just to make them feel that little bit safer. More visits to see how they're getting on. I know that the visits are becoming a lot more scarce and young people are just expected to, do what they're doing. Increase setting up home allowance and more flexibility on what it can be spent on. We had a lot of discussions within our prep sessions with the champions that in some areas, say £1,500 is enough, but in other areas it's absolutely nowhere near enough to set up a house. Provide Wi-Fi and devices to help us maintain work, education and our relationships with family and friends who may be a long way from us. A lot of our young people are in rural areas. They find it difficult to get to these places and keep them connections. Handyman services to help with DIY and maintenance in our homes. People could have been in supported accommodation, but when does the handy work ever really come into place in them kind of areas? And what doesn't help? So delaying making decisions about funding and what it can be spent on to make it home. And again, what Isla said, don't tell them that you need to think about the public purse. That's none of their business. Leaving us to contact all organisations on our own for additional support. As we said, anxiety is a big thing for our young people. Even making a phone call is so daunting. Local authority asks, so what are we asking local authorities? For a clean and affordable start. So the local authority should decorate the first home to a clean and neutral standard. Add curtains, carpets, flooring, and small essentials that make it a home. Security of a home, again, a local offer that makes young people feel safe with ring doorbell cameras or CCTV in the area that actually works. Help with maintenance, utilising in-house housing associations, the handyman services, and help with early repairs. Understanding how to choose good maintenance services in the future, especially where individuals don't have that support network. And check in. We might have a job, a house, etc., but that doesn't mean we are not struggling. Check in to help us resolve small problems before they get bigger.
National asks, priority housing, all care experience individuals 18 to 25 should be on a priority basis, a national message. Expand the National House Project. NHP provides excellent support to get people into their own homes and learn how to manage their tendency with a support network. It should be in more local authorities with more able to access it. Have aspirations for us. We are your children and we deserve the option to work towards owning our own home. Build homes and help us to buy them.